I did say 7-ish, in fairness. I didn't say it would be exactly 7. So this is 7-ish as far as I'm concerned. I'm 6 minutes early. Whatever. Forgive me. Okay, this is the pre-match for the match tomorrow evening at the Emirates in the Premier League against Arsenal. Apologies, Duke can't be here. He's been dragged to, I think, to a panto. Oh no, he hasn't. Oh yes, he has. Whatever. Yeah, so it's just me tonight. I'm just going to sort of crack on through this, and yeah, we'll have a little bit of back and forth and a little bit of fun with it, hopefully. Please don't forget, guys, those of you that were watching yesterday know the development, or even if you weren't watching yesterday and you were keeping an eye on social media, you probably know what the crack is as far as Isla's concerned. It's not great news, unfortunately, but we want to try and make every moment count as far as she's concerned. So get this onto your social media platforms. I mean, I've seen, to be honest, in the last sort of 24 hours or so, I've seen so many posts where people have put out about it. It's been absolutely incredible. But if you haven't already, then please, this is in the description below YouTube and Facebook. So just copy and paste it, put it on all your social media platforms, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, even your TikTok, whatever. Don't let me stop you. There is also a Just Giving link, as you can see there. If you have a couple of coins in your back pocket and you're able to put a few shekels into this particular fund to try and, like I say, to try and really give this young girl a Christmas every day, then please do. No donation is too small. Give as generously as you can. As always, guys, we thank you very much indeed for your support on this matter. Just having a quick look in, seeing who we got in. Elliot's there. The Norwich 11 is Krul, Aarons, Gibson, Kabak, Williams, Sorensen, Gilmore, McLean, Piachetta, Cantwell, and Pookie. You'll have to forgive me, Elliot. I'm not even aware that there's any football tonight, to be honest with you. I've got other things on my plate at the minute, so I wasn't even aware. I'll probably have a little look on Sky Sports once I've cracked this out the way. I'm guessing, is this a game that's live? I'll be honest, I couldn't even tell you who Norwich are playing. As I say, I've been all over the place the last few days, so you must forgive me. Titch, thanks for joining me, mate. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I'm okay. Elliot, thank you very much for asking. Obviously, with the news that came out yesterday about Isla, that's that sort of put me a little bit on the back foot. But yeah, I mean, I personally, I'm okay. I can't complain. So yeah, my thoughts are with others at the minute. But Aston Villa. Oh, okay. So Dean Smith against his old team. Yes, I remember. Yeah, I did see that. So, right, I'm going to crack on with it, ladies and gentlemen. So, okay, hang on. That's better. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'll go full screen with it. Right, let me just sort. Yeah. Yeah, I am, Titch. I mean, like I say, I'm counting me blessings, to be fair. You know, I mean, sort of, yeah, I feel, like I say, quite downhearted about it. But as I say, it's, yeah, is what it is. Okay, now this is what I suspect will be put out by David Moyes tomorrow. Now, I'm not saying it's what I would like to see, yes or no. I'm leaving that open. You can make your own judgment on that. But this is what I suspect David Moyes. Now, what you'll notice is that Aaron Cresswell's back in the starting 11. I suspect he will be okay for tomorrow's match. And I rather suspect we might go 3/5 at the back. The reason why I say that is largely because the last time we went to the Emirates, we played, if I remember rightly, I think we played 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1 formation. And that was our second game of the season in the Premier League, if you remember. Despite the fact we lost 2-1, we actually played really well. It came on the back of a performance at home against Newcastle where we were absolutely abject. And David Moyes changed it up and put 3/5 at the back. And we played that formation for quite a large chunk of the certainly the first half of last season. So I'm wondering whether that might be something that David Moyes looks at and thinks there might be a little bit of an idea to try it again. Only this time, hopefully, maybe we can get more than a 2-1 defeat. But as I say, we played really well in that game. We were just very, very unlucky. But I suspect it will be Fabianski in goal, back three centre backs of Cresswell left, Diop central, and Dawson on the right. I think we're going to have a central midfield three. I think we're going to try and pack the midfield a little bit of Declan Rice, the captain, Thomas Soucek, and Manuel Lanzini. I suspect that your fullbacks will be wingbacks, excuse me, will be Arthur Masuaku left, Vladimir Kufal right. And whether I think he should, whether I think he shouldn't, is another matter. But I suspect Antonio will be playing tomorrow alongside Jared Bowen, or Jared Bowen might be just sort of like slightly off Antonio. It could be this 3-5-2. It could be a 3-6-1. I don't know. But a variation of this is what I rather suspect will be taking to the pitch at the Emirates tomorrow. As I say, I'm not saying I think Antonio should start on the basis of his performances of late. I think he's got one. I think I heard the stat trotted out. He's got 1 goal in his last 12 matches. So if you look at that being the case, it's quite difficult to make a case for a Premier League striker to retain their place in the team on the basis of those stats. The problem we've got, who else do we put there? I'd be tempted, me personally, I'd be tempted to put Vlasic either as a false 9 or maybe move Bowen there and have Vlasic on the right, replacing Bowen, if you will. But that's what I suspect we might be seeing tomorrow, there or thereabouts. You guys in the live chat, if you've got any thoughts on that, give us your team, your starting lineup, your formation. Let me know what you think. We move on to now what I suspect Mikel Arteta will put out at the Emirates Stadium. Now, to be honest, a lot of this is pretty much going to pick itself. Ramsdale came in from Sheffield United last season, where they got relegated. He obviously got relegated with Bournemouth the season before. I think a lot of people looked at him walking in at the Emirates and thought, what on earth is going on there? Has to be said, since he's got his opportunity, since Bernd Leno has dropped out of the between the sticks, he's looked absolutely tip top. I got to say, I did sort of wonder a couple of years back when he was at Bournemouth whether he should be a player that maybe we should have gone to. Young English goalkeeper with his prime years still way, way ahead. I had a few people sort of look at me a bit quizzically because obviously he wasn't doing brilliantly at Bournemouth. And then obviously he went to Sheffield United last season and it didn't exactly go according to plan there either. But to be fair, he's got his opportunity. He's grabbed it. And yeah, he's looked really good. I suspect it will be a 4-4-1-1 formation, which is the same formation that they played in their last league match against Southampton, which they won 3-0. I suspect it will be a back four of Kieran Tierney, Gabriel, Ben White, and Tomiyasu from left to right. The midfield four, I think Smith Rowe's coming back in at the expense of Gabriel Martinelli. I think it will be Saka on the right, Xhaka and Partey centrally, Martin Odegaard in the hole, if you will, the number 10 position, with Alexandre Lacazette as the number 9. And he also has the captain's armband. I don't know whether you've heard about this, but there was a breach of team discipline that he basically, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who up till today was the club captain, he disappeared off to France. He had some family matters to take care of by all accounts. He's come back late, and long story short, Mikel Arteta has decided, up with this, I will not put. He's stripped him of the captaincy, and he is not included in the squad tomorrow, according to Mikel Arteta. Now, I'm not too sure how I feel about that, to be honest with you. I think I'd have preferred to have Aubameyang up top because, to be honest with you, I don't think he's really been doing too much for Arsenal, probably since he signed his long contract, which seems to be a common theme at Arsenal. I mean, the same thing pretty much happened with Mesut Ozil. They made him the highest paid player at the club, and his performances just bottomed out. I mean, part of that was probably due to the fact that he signed the contract and then the manager changed very quickly thereafter. But it just seems to be a common theme with Arsenal that they'll give a player a big contract on the basis of their performances, which is fair enough. But then they'll sign it, they'll extend their time, they'll get more money, and then their performances just seem to sort of dip, and it's really weird. And I'm going to hold my hands up here. I've got a little bit of a soft spot for Arsenal now. Before anyone turns around and says, "What are you on about?" Well, you got to understand that my late grandfather was an Arsenal fan. So obviously my grandfather growing up is someone that, I'm going to look up to. He was a Second World War hero. He fought in the Korean War as well. He was my hero growing up, and he was an Arsenal fan. So I always had a little bit of a soft spot for Arsenal growing up. I think because of the ESL stuff that happened last season, my respect, my admiration for them as a club has kind of lost a little bit of its sheen, but they're still a fantastic club. They're still, to be honest with you, I mean, when you look at their squad, they've got a decent squad. But the problem with Arsenal is that basically since 2004, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, they do have something of a soft underbelly. They'll beat the teams that they're supposed to beat. They'll beat the Southamptons. They'll beat the Aston Villas. They'll beat the Norwiches. Those sort of teams, they really generally don't have a problem with. It's when they come across the Manchester Uniteds, the Manchester Cities, especially away from home, and they struggle. They really do struggle. Now, it's not inconceivable. And I say this as we occupy fourth at the minute. It's not inconceivable that they could maybe finish fourth. I think that, as I've said before, the top three take care of themselves. You've got to take them to one side. They will fight out the top three places, and everybody else is not really going to touch them, if we're being honest, unless something very strange happens. But that fourth place is up for grabs, and Arsenal are in the shake-up for it, along with us, along with Manchester United, along with Tottenham, along with, I suspect, possibly Leicester. I think Leicester will make a little bit of a resurgence. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. Right, so I'm just going to turn my attention back to the live chat, because while I've been rabbiting away, you lot have been going mad in the chat. Elliot says he reckons it's going to be 2-0 Norwich. And he says, my Arsenal versus West Ham score will be Arsenal 1, West Ham 2. Elliot, I hope you're right. I'll let you know my score prediction at the end. Pete, hope you're well, mate. I wasn't ignoring you. I just wanted to sort of do my little bit, and then sort of like I was going to come back to the chat, which I've obviously now done. I've got Titch and Pete saying hello to each other. Can we field 11 Ben Ramas? Titch, now it's funny you should say that, because you notice obviously I didn't have Ben Rama in my starting lineup. As I say, that wasn't the starting lineup necessarily I'm saying I would pick. Because, to be honest with you, I would drop Antonio. I absolutely would. But I don't think that David Moyes will drop him tomorrow. I have a sneaking suspicion if he's going to put him on the bench, it will be against Norwich on Saturday. Because I think that he probably still has a lot of faith, a lot of trust, rightly or wrongly, in Antonio. And I think that his ideal scenario would be to play him tomorrow against the perceived bigger team. And then Elliot, I'm very sorry, but because obviously he would probably view Norwich as an easier game. It's a game at home. It's a game against a team that's struggling in the Premier League, against tomorrow's game, which is a London derby against a team that's sort of like in a similar realm to us in the Premier League. I think he will probably play Antonio tomorrow, and I think if he's going to rest him, it'll probably be against Norwich. But we'll say. Would rather play 11 Součeks. Yeah, corners would be fun. Kent's in the house. Wind Xhaka up and he will get frustrated and could get sent off. Yeah, do you know what? He is a ticking time bomb. And the funny thing is, I think there was a match he played in the Euros and he was absolutely sensational. I can't remember who the opposition was, but he was brilliant. You'll probably jump in the live chat in a minute, Kent. You'll probably tell me. But I remember watching him in the Euros, and I watched him, and I was like, wow. But who is this player? This is not the player that I see play for Arsenal. That player, he goes flying into challenges. He's sort of like he's arguing with people. Just sort of, he's really sort of like I don't know. He's one of them players. He's very much like Marmite. He's one or the other. Cyber, hope you're well, mate. And Sharky, yeah, I'm good, mate. Hope you are as well. And Simon, hope you're well, mate. I do appreciate you popping over and saying hello. They were the Arsenal used to have proper class. I think they have lost a bit of that over the years. I may be wrong, just feels that way. Yeah, and that's exactly where I'm coming from. As I say, because of my granddad, like I say, my granddad was my hero, along with my dad, obviously. But my granddad's, passed away 20 years ago now. But my granddad fought in, like I say, Second World War and the Korean War. Very much a hero to me growing up. For obvious reasons, and he was an Arsenal fan. So because of him, I always had that soft spot for Arsenal. But because of what happened with the European Super League, I just, like I say, my admiration for them has kind of waned. I still think that they're a fantastic team. I like their supporters. I think their supporters are generally quite I can sort of have a good conversation with them, and it's not sort of like it's not too tribal as it sometimes can get with fans of other clubs. But yeah, kind of, they, like I say, kind of lost a little bit of something, with the European Super League shenanigans. When was the last time West Ham finished fourth? Well, we finished, like I say, third in 1985-86. We finished fifth in what was that? 98-99, we finished fifth. So I don't think we've ever finished fourth, to be honest with you, Simon. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly sure West Ham have never finished fourth in the top flight. So their reactions shown by AFTV and them infighting didn't do them any favors. Yeah, I think, and they often have the accusation leveled at them. This is talking about AFTV, that most of the people that subscribe to them are not Arsenal fans. They're fans of other clubs that are just waiting for Arsenal to get beat and watch their blow ups. Listen, I can't comment for other people. I don't subscribe to AFTV fundamentally because I'm not an Arsenal fan. So yeah, but I mean, I do wonder sometimes when you and we did our first watch along on the game on Sunday. The one thing I would never ever want to do would be to react to a game the way that some people do, which just seems to be over the top. And I do wonder how much of it is them playing to the gallery, sort of. Yeah, just sort of over egging the pudding a little bit. Norwich are looking so much better under Smith. They are, but I don't think he's going to be able to turn it round, Titch, but we'll see. Elliot, that's fine, mate. We'll probably be done by then, to be honest. Deserve to get something out of the Man United game, and Elliot agrees. Score predictions, Hammers fans, United Elliot is asking. So let me just get back to it. So just to sort of show you what other information might be of use to you good people. So Arsenal, us, West Ham, that was a slip. We've obviously, that is our injury list at the minute. We've got Kurt Zuma, Angelo Ogbonna, Ben Johnson and Ryan Fredericks, who are all definitely out as far as tomorrow's game is concerned. Aaron Cresswell is registered as a doubt, but I rather suspect, as I say, from the lineup I showed you earlier, I rather suspect that he will start as the left-sided centre-back, back three, back five, whatever you want to call it. They are the players missing for Arsenal. Siad Kolasinac is out through injury. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is out because of a breach of club discipline. And Bernd Leno is a doubt, but to be fair, even if he's fit, he's going to be on the bench, so it doesn't really matter as far as that's concerned. As far as I'm concerned, just having a look back here. Titch is asking, is that for Norwich tonight? He says he's going for 2-1 as he thinks they're doing better and they're very much still in this fight. Dean Smith will have extra motivation and insight on Villa. That is true. It wasn't too long ago that he was the Villa manager, so he will know obviously what makes certain players tick. He will know their strengths and their weaknesses. Trodge, is that 1-1? Is that for the Villa Norwich game, or are you going for 1-1 for tomorrow's game? Let us know, mate. Randy, hope you're well, mate. Haven't seen you for a little while. Ships that pass in the night, mate. What can you do? Yeah, so that is the injury situation. So let's go back. Got some more little bits of information for you. That is our historical head-to-head record against Arsenal. It don't look great. I can't dress it up any other way. 35 wins to West Ham, 40 games drawn, and 69 games going to the way of the North London Giants. And if we look at the next one, it doesn't look any better, to be honest. That's our last 10 in all competitions. One win. 1 win, 2 draws, 7 defeats. Yeah, that's not great. I can't dress it up any other way. Our historical record and our recent record, neither of which paint us in a good light. The one and only win that we got was on the 12th of Jan 2019. Kent, correct me if I'm wrong. That was the goal that Declan Rice scored, and I think Samir Nasri set him up, didn't he? Yeah, I'm sure that was the game. It must be, because the rest of it goes back to 2017 and beyond. So I'm pretty sure that was that one. Trodge says, yeah, the 1-1's for the Arsenal game. Kent, I think we will batter Arsenal, but we'll only get a point max, because that's our luck at Arsenal. I'm going to say it now. I would take a point. I would take a point right now, because I think an away point against a London rival is never a bad result. No matter what your relative form is, unless we're playing a team like Leyton Orient, I think that if we go to the Emirates and we can at least get out a point and hopefully throw in a decent performance, I'd be happy with that, mate. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I thought it was, Kent, to be honest with you. Linda, hope you are well. As long as West Ham don't fall asleep. Yeah, I mean, that it's all I want is sort of a performance. If we get the result, that's fine. Is David Moyes better than Daniel Farke? Yeah, he is. It's not even up for discussion, I'm afraid, Elliot. Daniel Farke has had 1.5 seasons as a Premier League manager, and he got relegated once, and the second time he got sacked, because if you'd have kept him on, you'd have gone down the second time. And I'm not being funny there, but that's the reason why he got sacked. They knew that he was just going to take you straight down the gurgler. David Moyes has got many years as a Premier League manager. He's got Everton to top 4. He's got them Champions League. He's got them to FA Cups on an absolute shoestring, and he's doing it again at West Ham. Yes, I know people are going to turn around and say, but what about what happened at Manchester United? Everybody knew that was a poison chalice. As soon as Ferguson left, whoever came in had an impossible task. Same as Unai Emery going in after Wenger. It's when you follow in a manager that's had 20 odd years, I think it was 26 years Fergie was there, something like that, and he's won titles and European Cups and this and that and this and that. The next guy that comes in has got to hit the ground running, and if they don't, they're up against it. So the Manchester United thing, I think, was rather unfortunate on Moyes. As for Sunderland, if you look at Sunderland, they were on the verge of getting relegated in the previous 3-4 seasons before Moyes turned up. I think they had, and I'm not saying it was in this order, but they had Dick Advocaat, Paolo Di Canio, Gus Poyet, Martin O'Neill. There might have been another one, but they all got sacked towards the end of the season. The next guy came in, kept them up. Then they had a crap start the following season. That person then got sacked. Then the next one came in, just about managed to keep them up. Then they had a crap start the following season. Then that one, rinse and repeat. And you just knew that, listen, at some point, Sunderland, they can't keep doing this. There's going to be a point at which they won't be able to escape. And unfortunately, it happened to be on David Moyes' watch. But I don't think it was entirely his fault, in all honesty. Titch is saying he said 3-1 Arsenal, unfortunately. that wouldn't shock me, although it might surprise me, because we haven't lost by more than 2 goals in league competition for, I think it's 41 matches now. So, listen, if we went to the Emirates and got beat, like I say, they're a good team. Losing at the Emirates, providing it wouldn't be an absolute kicking, and that we had. I mean, like I say, we lost the game last season at the Emirates, 2-1. And whilst I was disappointed with the result, I could never be disappointed with the performance. Oh, Pete, I hope not. I hope not. But we'll see. Who is the ref? I did see it, but I can't remember who it was. If anybody knows who the ref is, please feel free to throw that piece of information at me. First 20 minutes, we need to take advantage. They've been starting slowly. Yeah, if Antonio plays, we need him to be absolutely at it from the first minute. He can't be sort of like feeling his way into the game, because the game could be gone. If Arsenal turn up and if Arsenal click, we can't afford to start slowly. We absolutely can't. Yes, on the 18th, I will be there, Elliot. I will be there at London Stadium. I think you'll have to forgive me if I don't wish you any luck in that particular game. I wish Norwich luck for the season. As I say, good family community club. I think you'll be hard pressed to stay in the Premier League this season, if I'm being completely honest with you. But I wish Norwich all the luck in the world, but not on Saturday, mate. I'm very sorry. Right, Nuggets time. Here we go. Right, here come the Nuggets. So, Arsenal have won 10 of their last 11 home league games against us, losing the other 2-0 in August 2015, which was obviously on that slide previously. Yeah, I can't dress that up any other way. We don't do very well at the Emirates. I know we were the first team. That's always a nice thing to have over them, isn't it? We were the last team to beat Arsenal at the old Highbury, and we were the first team to beat them at the Emirates, which is a nice little thing to have over them. But we've lost 10 of our last 11 games at the Emirates in the Premier League. What do you do? After winning 3 Premier League games in a row against Arsenal between February 2006 and April 2007, we have won just 2 of our last 26 against the Gunners in the competition, where we have drawn 5 and lost 19. Again, I don't write these nuggets, guys. I just get these pieces of information and I bring them to you. I am the conduit. I am the facilitator. Forgive me. I wish I could give you a different fact than this, but it is what it is. Arsenal have lost just 1 of their 22 Premier League games at the Emirates, played on a Wednesday, winning 14 and drawing 7, where they going down 2-1 against Swansea in March 2016. Before this, they'd also won 12 of their last 14 Wednesday league games at Highbury, drawing 1 and losing 1. Though that one defeat was against, yep, you guessed it, it was against us in February 2006. 3-2, as I remember. Trying to remember the goal scoring. I think it was, and it might not be in this order, but I think it was Rio Coca, Bobby Zamora, and Matthew Etherington, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ken. I'm sure you will. Who is on VAR tomorrow? Listen, we can't use VAR as an excuse before the game started. So let's not go there. Let's let the game play out, and then if there's a controversial call, then we'll discuss it. Between January 29th, 2019 and July 8th, 2020, we lost 9 of our 11 midweek, and they've put it in brackets there, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just in case you didn't know what midweek was. Yeah, listen, I didn't write that. I wouldn't be so patronizing. So our last 11 midweek Premier League games, winning 2. Since then, we are unbeaten in 8 such games in the competition, where we've won 4 and drawn 4. So it's one of those ones, glass half empty, glass half full, little factoids. Arsenal have lost 2 of their 4 Premier League London Derby matches this season. That gives us a little bit of little bit of hope and positivity to cling on to. They've won 1 and drawn 1. Already more than they lost in the whole of 2020-21 season, where they won 6, drew 3 and lost 1. Meanwhile, we are looking to win 3 consecutive League London derbies for the first time since January 2019, the third game of which came against Arsenal. Well, let's see. Arsenal have won their last 4 Premier League home games, keeping a clean sheet in each of the last 3. The Gunners last won 4 in a row at home without conceding back in April-May 2017, with the fourth victory in that run coming against David Moyes' Sunderland. So, from that, and again, I'm trying to find a positive out of a negative, they don't often keep clean sheets in 4 consecutive games. They've kept a clean sheet in the last 3, so they're going to score. They're going to concede a goal tomorrow, aren't they? Mikel Antonio's going to be back on the goal trail. Fingers crossed. Arsenal striker Alexandre Lacazette has scored 5 Premier League goals against us, netting in each of his last 3 appearances against the Hammers. Against no side has he scored more in the competition. He has also scored 5 against Southampton. Yeah, that's nice. But then again, I thought Romelu Lukaku was going to score against us because he had a great record against us and he didn't score. I know you could turn around and say, yeah, but he's coming back from injury. Listen, I'd have put money on him to score if he had one leg. That's just the way it is. But he didn't score against us. We then play Burnley. Chris Wood always scores against us, I was saying. He didn't score against us there. So can we do it again? Let's wait and see. West Ham manager David Moyes has never won away against Arsenal in the Premier League in 17 attempts, drawing 4 and losing 13. Oh dear. It's the most a manager has played away a single club without ever winning in the competition. Right. Again, I'm trying to find a positive here. It's the most a manager has played without ever winning. Now, that run has to come to an end at some point. I remember, I don't know how many games it was, but Arsene Wenger, when he was manager at Arsenal, and he played Chelsea and Jose Mourinho teams many, many times and never managed to get the rub of the green, never managed to get the victory until one day he did. It's got to change at some point. That's the way I'm looking at it. This will be West Ham boss David Moyes' 600th Premier League game as a manager, currently winning 236, drawing 161 and losing 202. Only the 4th manager to reach the milestone in the competition after Arsene Wenger, Alex Ferguson and Harry Redknapp. So he's in good company. Last little factoid. West Ham's Mikel Antonio has been directly involved in 11 goals in his last 11 Premier League London derbies with 5 goals and 6 assists. Only Carlton Cole, with 14, has scored more Premier League London derby goals for the Hammers than Antonio's 11. Well, that's all well and good. And you're probably all sitting there thinking, yeah, but what's your score prediction? My heart can't ever put a loss against my team. I just can't. If I'm going heart, I can't ever say that we're going to lose. I am concerned about our form. I am concerned that Antonio's goals seems to have dried up. And my head kind of says that we're going to get beat. I've just got a gut feeling tomorrow we're going to lose 2-1 because we don't do well at the Emirates. We just don't. And that's fine. If we lose, so be it. I've seen my team lose many, many times, and I'll see it happen again before I end up shuffling off this mortal coil. But if we was to sort of come away from the Emirates with a decent performance, I could take it. That's fine. Like I say, my heart says we're going to at least get a draw. My head says we'll probably get beat. If we can put in a performance, though, I'm happy. If we come away from there with a point, my goodness, I'll be cock-a-hoop. I think he will be. And that's another thing on that, Peter. For those of you that are not aware, the under-23s played yesterday, and there were 3 players that were not involved in that particular match day squad. Armstrong Okoflex was one, Harrison Ashby was another, and Aji Alese was the third. I think that it's not too much of a sort of leap to suggest those three will be involved in the match day squad tomorrow, I believe. Not saying that any of them are going to start. I suspect that all three of them will be on the bench. But Okoflex, do you know what? Last 15 minutes, if the game's on a knife edge, or if the game's actually already been pretty much decided one way or the other, do you know what? Stuff it. Sling him on. What's the worst that could happen? You know, the guy's been scoring goals for fun since he walked in for the youth team. So why not? Give him a crack. He might be the next big thing. Who knows? Yeah, Elliot is a canary. He is a canary. He's a nice lad though. We welcome fans of all clubs. So long as people are nice and it's all friendly and everything that goes back and forth, it's just a little bit of friendly banter. It's fine. Come one, come all. You probably are. And I am going to wrap it up fairly soon. Tish is just saying, hopefully my score prediction is correct for you tonight. Yeah, I mean, listen, we'll see what happens. August 2015, January 2019. Okay. Gatesy, the bearer of bad news, Nuggets. Listen, like I say, I just find these pieces of information, Titch, and I bring them to you. I can't help it if we're crap at the Emirates, you know. But we all knew we were anyway. So, you know, I'm telling you something you already knew, probably. Need a big box of tissues to stop one of our bogey teams. You know it, Pete. Rio Coca, Bobby Z, Etherington, Pires' own goal, depending on where you look. I think it was Etherington's goal. I mean, I think the shot was goal bound. Does Pires want that goal? No. Does Etherington want that goal? Yes. Give the goal to Etherington then. Job done. If Antonio plays, he needs to stop leaving the sat-nav in the dressing room. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you ain't wrong. Ref to punch the winner in the 97th minute for Arsenal. No! I didn't know that, Ken. I knew we got him from Celtic. So he was at Arsenal before that. Well, I never. Well, he's not at Arsenal now. He's West Ham, and like I say, I would sling him on if the game's on a knife edge with 10 minutes to go. His pace could be something that with tired legs, 10 minutes to go, legs are starting to sort of get a little bit tired, energy levels are sapping. Go on, kid, make a name for yourself. He'll come on with absolutely no fear and no respect for their backline. And why not? Why not? If the game's already decided, say we're 3-0 up or we're 3-0 down with 10, 15 minutes to go, then, it really makes no odds. Pressure's off, isn't it, really? But there you go. Those were dates of the wins from the two. Right. I was scratching my head. You probably saw my the gears were whirring. So what the bloody hell's that? But no, that's fine. That's I appreciate that, Kent. You're a good guy. I've been rattling on for the last 40 minutes, and as I say, I'm here on my own. As I say, Duke's at the Panto. Oh no, he isn't. Oh yes, he is. I love a bit of Panto, I've got to say. Anyway, as I say, my head says it's going to be a 2-1 defeat tomorrow. My heart says it's going to be a creditable draw. Whatever happens, so long as we put in a performance, I'll be happy. If we do get a point, or God forbid, we actually manage to get all three, oh mate, I'll be cock-a-hoop. I will be cock-a-hoop. We're thinking of doing a watch-along tomorrow. If we do, and as I say, we're still sort of like, is Duke going to be able to do it? Am I going to be able to do it? Whatever. If we do a watch along, I'll put something up. And if any of you guys are around, please feel free to join us. Like I say, we did our first one on Sunday for the Burnley game. And you know what? It was funny because Duke and I had spoken about doing a watch along for a little while before we actually did it on Sunday. And I don't think that Duke thought he was going to enjoy it. And then obviously we did it on Sunday, and I was talking to him this morning, and he said that he actually did enjoy it, and that's despite the fact that the game was actually crap. It was a boring 0-0 draw, and he turned around and said, actually, I enjoyed it. I think it was more the interaction that he had with me and the interaction he had with the live chat rather than the game itself. So I rather suspect we might be doing a few more watch-alongs as the season progresses. Yeah, just seeing that, Kent. You'll be at the game, and I hope that the chance for Isla. I've seen obviously the stuff on social media about getting a chant going for Isla. And Kent, I'll ask you a favour, mate. If you could just sing a little bit louder on my behalf, I'd greatly appreciate that. I couldn't possibly comment on that one, Peter. I really couldn't. But yeah, so there might be a watch along. I'm not saying it definitely will happen. As I say, it might happen, it might not. If there is a watch along, guys, keep your eyes open. Don't forget, unless I'm sure you all have, I know, but I'm just going to put this little one up. You know the drill. Drop a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon. You'll be notified of any new content. So if we do a watch along tomorrow, you'll get the little notification come up and you can join us. We'll have a little bit of fun. And, I think I might do, if we do it and if I'm on it, I'll do the same thing I did the other day. I'll get a couple of selections of drink or bags of crisps or whatever, and you guys can put it to me. What one I'm going to pick. Brilliant. I'll keep an eye out for that, Kent, on your Facebook page. I do appreciate it. Elliot, I'm about to wrap it up, mate. You've come just as I'm about to disappear and have my dinner. But thank you very much indeed for coming. Okay, so guys, thanks very much indeed for your company. It really is appreciated. Please, before I let you go, please don't forget, you know the drill. Copy, paste, it's in the description below, YouTube and Facebook. Put it onto your social media platforms. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell the world. This girl needs, it's you know the score. I don't want to get into it too much because it will upset me. But you know the score with it. Please get the message out there if you're in a position to sort of sling a few coppers in there to help this young girl in this troubling time. Please do. Give generously. No donation is too small. And I thank you as always, guys, from the bottom of my heart. And there I shall leave it. Thank you very much for joining me. Stay safe. Come on, you Irons.